Well, I asked, and you said yes, and so this week it begins. Join me with a tasty beverage of your choice close to hand while we start the Long Hoya Tour 2025, Part 1. And before we begin this tour, I'm happy to take this opportunity to send out a special thanks to Gardens by Serendipity, and to Arlene, Shorty Plant's mom, who sent me super thanks this past couple weeks, and to Jennifer and Linda, who bought me coffees. It's support from viewers like you that make a lot of things possible for my channel, some of it behind the scenes, some of it keeping me in Hoyas and technology. But I do appreciate each and every one of them, so thank you again for your support. And I've got a Hoya in bloom this week, and for all my recent complaining about it, it's Hoya Lee. So after I finished my concern about how it was looking, and it's still not looking the best, but I moved it to a lower light situation, and let's see if I can do this. It has started to bloom. So that's very cool. I'll put some close-ups of the blooms over here to the side, and if more of them decide to open by the time this gets released, then you'll see pictures of them as well. But I'm really happy. It's looking a lot better since I moved it to lower light. It's plumped back up again. So yeah, that was a good call. This is Hoya Lee. So the plan is, at least right now anyway, that I'm going to break this tour up into 3 sections. That may change as things go along because I hate long videos. I hate making them. I hate watching them. So if it's starting to look like a segment of this is going to go more than an hour, I'm going to cut it short. I have a fairly small collection of Hoya and Dischidia and Oreosparte. Just over 200 different species and or varieties. So it's all like 189 Hoya, 13 Dischidia, and 3 Oreosparte. And so that's what we're going to be taking a look at in this tour. So the plan is that we will start with this video, and we will look at the plants that are, the Hoyas that are on this porch and in my bedroom. And then next week we will do part of the plant room, the northwest and northeast walls. And then the week after that, we'll do the southeast and southwest walls. That's a lot of Hoya, and I don't want these to get too long, so, Now you may look at, when you see the video from the bedroom windows, you may think that I've got lots and lots of room, but remember that most of the plants that are here are gonna have to come inside for the winter. It's late summer here in the Northern Hemisphere in southern New England, so any room you happen to see is going to be taken up very quickly. So without any further ado, let's get started with the plants that are here on the porch. And there's like a dozen of them. And we start off on the porch here with a Hoya lacunosa. I think this one is Royal Flush, but it didn't come with any kind of ID. And next to that is another lacunosa, and this is Hoya lacunosa snowcaps, which somehow managed to get overwatered, which is almost unheard of at my house. Usually it's the opposite problem. And next to them, moving from west to east, is Hoya australis, which has just been, I think I finally got it set up the way it likes it. It's in pond and it's in an organic mix and self-watering. And it seems to really appreciate that. And it's put out some good growth lately. And then down here we have my Hoya retusa, which has rather enjoyed its summer out here on the porch. And next to that is Hoya carnosa rubra, which got moved to an organic mix and a self-watering pot this summer and has really been appreciating that. And along the northwest corner is my Hoya carnosa Chelsea. And this is its usual spot in the summer, and it really likes it here. It's always been a good grower for me. Hasn't bloomed, but it's always been a really nice grower. And it's keeping company with my Hoya Mathilde, which usually spends the summer out here. And this summer has put out a lot of new growth and some just incredible blooms. And right next to that is my Hoya species Affinity Bretonnier, which has been doing very well. It too got moved into this self-watering pot setup this spring actually, and has recovered from that transfer and is doing great guns. And over here we have another Hoya carnosa rubra, which is doing well. It had a tough winter, but it seems to have sparked up since it came out here. And against the west wall, we've got one of my Hoya carnosa Wilbur Graves. This one came from my friend Mona, Plant Therapy 1860. Check out her channel. And it's doing very well, Mona. It's happy. It's got its new own hanging self-watering pot, so it's kind of pleased with that. And next to it is my Hoya australis Lisa. And she too got moved to this self-watering setup, has recovered and is starting to put out some growth. Such a pretty plant, such beautiful leaves that I can't wait till she really gets happy with this and really starts going. And finally, is one of my Hoya hoyahead. And it's just doing great. It loves this spot. It loves the light here. And it too got transferred to its own self-watering hanging pot, and it didn't even miss a beat. And those are the Hoyas that live out here on the porch during the summer. And those are the Hoyas that live out here in what my friends call the conservatory. They spend the summer out here, and it's now in the middle of August, so it's late summer in the Northern Hemisphere, and those guys are all going to have to find spaces inside for the winter. Most of them have reservations from last year, but we'll see. So now let's head down to my bedroom, and you can relax because the only interesting thing going on down there has to do with Hoyas. And take a look at the dozen or so that spend their lives down there. Now in the bedroom, this corner faces almost due south, and the resident of this corner is a Hoya pubicalyx, silver pink. And it does really well here. It likes this nice amount of sunlight, dappled shade in the summer, so it's working for it. And in front of it is Hoya RHM009, finally deciding to be happy and put out some new growth. And that's very, very cool. Next to it is Hoya species UT033, which is just starting to put out some new shoots. So fingers crossed on this one. And next to it is my Hoya globulosa Kaobang, which got a little thirsty in all this heat, but it's put out a couple huge vines that I'm going to have to give something to grab onto rather than the other Hoyas. And down here, this is Hoya cutis-porcelana, which it too is finally putting out some new growth. We're happy about that. Right next to a Hoya carnosa rubra, which has been liking this location this summer. So we're very, very pleased about that. Beautiful little plant. And down here, we have Hoya blazhernesi. And this was a cutting I took when I thought the mother plant was going to die. It didn't. And this one's doing okay. The other one has more light, so it's doing better. So I think I might need to change the setting for this. And next to that is Hoya subquintuplonervis, plain green variety, but I don't think there's anything plain about this plant. It blooms a lot. It's been a good grower. It loves this location. So yeah, we're happy about this one being here. It's not in bloom right now, but as you can see, it's done some blooming of late. And right in here is Hoya carnosa crinklate, which is one of my favorite Hoya carnosas. The leaves are beautiful. It's never given me any trouble. It grows really well. It blooms early on. It's getting ready to bloom again. And I just think it's so easy. Such a great carnosa. I don't see enough people talking about it. And I brought my Hoya polyneura, Volga, down from the wall to get a little bit of sunshine and to make it easier for me to film. It had a little bit of pest issues, but I think we've addressed those. And it's pretty much of a beast of a plant, so, you know, what can you say? And then we have another Hoya pubicalyx. And I think this one is also a silver pink, but it was referred to as Splash. And those leaves have certainly lived up to that name. And it's just been a great little grower. I moved it again to organic and self-watering, and they had loved that, made a big difference for it. So yeah, very good there. And finally is the much maligned Hoya iris Marie. And she's growing. It's fine. No blooms, no nothing special. But it's still alive, so we're hoping one day I'll figure out just what it is it likes. And those are the denizens of the bedroom during the summertime. I'm really lucky that this house has that setup of windows in the one room. In the summertime, since most of the plants come out here, and there's a lot of trees around the house, there's a very bright but dappled light that comes in through those windows, and a lot of the plants just really appreciate it. And then in the winter, when the leaves are off the trees and the sun is at a much lower position, the light is gentler, and that helps them get through the winter. That gives me a lot of extra space. So yeah, I love those windows. And the question for the comments this week is, we've all got one, at least one. What's the plant you regret buying? Yeah, most of mine have moved on, as someone phrased it, to grandma's farm, or been promoted to compost. But yeah, there have been several plants that it's like, you know, it looked really cool when you saw it, and it's like, oh, I need to have one of those. And then you get it, and it was like, oh man, no. And I still have a couple of them, but you know, I'm getting better at picking. So in the comments below, include a comment and tell me what's the one plant, and it doesn't have to be a Hoya, that you regret buying. And as always, I want to thank you for choosing to spend a little bit of your time with me this week's end. Please remember to click that thumbs up like button and the subscribe button and the notification bell. They all help the channel grow, and that if you click that bell, then YouTube will send you a notice whenever I post a video. A lot of the products that you may have seen in the course of this video are available through my Amazon storefront. I receive a small commission on the sales of items from the storefront, but it doesn't affect your price at all. If you're in the market for grow lights, there's a link in the description to the Sansi Light website. And if you use my code at checkout, PlantedInRI, you'll receive a 32% discount from the prices they're on, that you find there. If you want to support the channel, there's a link in the description to my Buy Me a Coffee page, or there's a thanks button down here, and you can send me a super thanks, and YouTube handles all the processing for that. YouTube handles it. Usual, links to a couple more videos over here, and please enjoy the rest of your week's end.